Say whatever you want to say.
Okay, the first thing I noticed is I think the 62 and the 38% are mixed up in the second grade. And that bothered me and kind of distracted me from the rest of it. Who else would like to add something?
I will, but so I do put my brain power. The biggest thing is just how much it's increased, and I can only imagine what it is today. It's gotta be 100%. I mean, in 2 years, it almost doubled.
And I agree with you because, you know, as we see that it's increased, and then I'm sure year by year it continues to increase as we know people are using more and more devices. As we see when they go out to eat and things like that, they're continuously using devices and at the dinner table and at home and things like that. Absolutely agree.
And I agree with everything you all said.
I'm purposely not speaking because the teacher is not supposed to say anything.
I would like to add
Another?
that
Oh.
my preschool 3 child came home and told me he was on the iPad at school. He's 3.
Next color is what?
So now, the yellow. And you don't have to start. At this point, once you start the conversation, anybody can have a conversation. Anybody can speak.
I would like to add that I am guilty of giving my child an iPad so we can have dinner in peace at a restaurant in public.
I will add that I do that too.
So do I. I agree. I'm sorry.
I agree as well. I do it with my young child because it's easier.
I would like to add that not only do I do it, but I see many other people doing it as well in my immediate surroundings, and I hear a lot of my coworkers and friends saying that they do the same thing.
And now the red ones.
And I would like to add that as time goes by and years go on, the percent of, you know, it will go up to, you know, 100%, and it'll be students and people and individuals having more and more connected devices, not just one.
I agree with you as well, and I believe not only will the families and the children have devices, there will be no waitresses or waiters to take our order. Everything will be done through devices somehow.
I would like to add to that that is why my children like to go to Chili's, because you can play on an iPad and order and pay on the iPad at the table.
Oh, note to self.
I would like to add that I agree with all of it, but I do personally believe that we are raising children that don't know how to communicate because of it. And so I personally am trying to use it as a tool in my family, but I see it in a lot of kids that they just don't know how to carry on a conversation. Like silence is so not natural. They don't know how to do that. They always have to pick something up and do something, and that makes me sad.
I would like to add that I agree with the young lady over there.
Okay, so all the frogs are gone. So one of the things as the teacher, what I do is I watch and I observe. Stop talking. And what I'm noticing is that there are some that can say they agree and they disagree, but they don't know how to go back, and looking back at those standards, and justify their findings or justify how they feel. So let's go back to the communication standards and think about what you just did. Did you guys interact with others to explore ideas and concepts? Yeah. Did we communicate? Develop logical interpretations? Well, we did a lot. So this is a little bit more in depth and really thinking through through what it is you want to say and how you want to say it. So what I would do with this group is that I would go back and teach them. Now, when you say you agree, tell me why you agree. When you say you disagree, please explain why you disagree. Because in the world, in the corporate world or in the adult world today, you can't just go to your boss and say, well, I disagree with what you just did. They're going to say, well, then either get out or tell me a solution. And so these particular standards are so important for these little kids to really start thinking through what they want to say, and then agreeing and understanding that it is okay to disagree with each other. You know, when we did this, even my third graders were like, whoa, that is a lot. And if you look at it, that was just 2013. Mm-hmm. So think about 3 years now and what's happening, and how much devices are being used on a daily basis to communicate. And I had an aha moment last year when we would open up our Chromebooks to do something, and they would work. And then they would close their Chromebooks, and it was just fighting and arguing. And I was like, wow. We open the Chromebooks, and there's peace. And we close them, and there's arguing. So that helped me realize that this is what I need to teach them how to talk to each other, because they don't know how to talk to each other. And not because, but listen, I'm a mom too, I get it, but listen, I am tired. Go play your game, go make sure it's educational. Of course, you bring that in. Of course, we're not getting education stuff. But you just say that just to make ourselves feel better because we're tired. So flip it over to the back.